Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news.
Hey.
What's up, Charla?
Peace to the planet. How are you feeling this morning, man?
I'm feeling great, man.
Peace, Morgan.
Salute to all the sanitation workers out there. I mean, I almost got out and helped this brother today. It was so much garbage, and he was so old. It got to the point where it was like, I have to get out and help him. I didn't get out and help him, but that's the reason why I'm
No, you
late.
didn't.
Yes,
you didn't get out and help him.
I didn't. No, I said I thought about it. I didn't say I did. I said I thought about it. But let's get in some front page news. What up,
That's
Morgan?
Good morning, y'all. Y'all feeling all right? It's early, no worries. All right. So President Trump says last week's jobs report is rigged. He made that comment in a post on Truth Social. Trump compared the numbers to a jobs report before the election in November, which he said was also rigged. The president said that's why in both reports there were record-setting revisions in favor of Democrats. Now, Trump fired the head of Bureau of Labor Statistics following the week report and said that he will pick an exceptional replacement for the job. Now, the report said the U.S. economy added just 73,000 jobs last month, well below estimates. It also revised the May and June numbers downward by more than 200,000 jobs combined, as previously mentioned. And of course, previously mentioned
So basically, I'll pick somebody that's willing to lie about the job statistics.
Pretty
but
much.
the crazy
It's
part about
definite-
this is you can't lie. You can't lie to people about numbers. They feel it. Folks know if they don't got no job. Folks know if they not working.
Well, what's the phrase we always say? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So you can actually see the actual numbers. So you can't make the numbers rigged, right? If they're actual numbers.
Yeah, well, that's what it's
Yes,
giving.
you can. What you mean?
Like Charlamagne said, it's giving, let me put somebody in there who can rig the numbers or who can make it look like I want them to look. Not gonna get too much else into that. As I mentioned yesterday, Representative Nancy Mace announced her bid for California governor. Here's what she had to say about the race. Let's get into her comments.
We have a huge opportunity
South
here in the
Carolina.
midterms in 2026 to elect America First governors. One of the reasons that I'm running for governor, Martha, is that I want everybody across South Carolina to know that I am fighting for them.
So a poll released by the South Carolina Policy Council last month shows Mace receiving 16% support from Republican identifying voters, 1 point ahead of South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson. And in California, leaders are providing.
This.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the South Carolina governor's race is going to be very interesting, and I'm curious to see how other candidates compete with Nancy in regards to social media and headlines, because Nancy's got that in the headlock.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and she's spicy. To your point, it's not like the traditional. She's traditional, but she's not traditional in a sense. You get what I'm saying? So we'll see. It will be interesting to watch for sure. And of course, in California, leaders are providing an update on the state's legal battles with the Trump administration. Attorney General Rob Bonta, along with Governor Gavin Newsom, says the state has spent around $5 million of a $25 million budget allocated for their legal efforts already. Now, during a press conference, Bonta noted that the state has won 17 out of 19 early court decisions, with 13 court orders currently blocking Trump's actions. Let's take a listen to California Attorney General Rob Bonta.
California DOJ has had to file 37 lawsuits against the federal administration in just 28 weeks, more than one lawsuit per week. What we're demanding is that we get the funding that's already been legally approved and appropriated to our state. Funding that comes from our tax dollars to support our schools, healthcare, transportation, and much more.
So Bonta says the lawsuits have helped secure or protect approximately $168 billion in federal funds for California. He says that's over $33,000 for every dollar spent. And the state has sued the federal government on issues like voting rights, LGBTQ plus protections, immigration, and education. So we'll continue to watch how those cases play out. And that's your front page news for 6 a.m. At 7 a.m., we're going to get into a deep dive on what's happening with these Texas Democrats and the issue regarding these congressional maps. So stick around.
All right.
Page 7.
Thank you, Morgan. Everybody else, get it off your chest. What up, Jess?
What's up?
800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. everybody? It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get back to some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
What's up, Envy? I know you like to start off with sports in the 7 o'clock hour, so here's a relative sports story, you know, presidential sports, all of that. So Philadelphia Eagles superstar Saquon Barkley
he was an ex-giant.
is turning down
you gotta say
the president's offer.
Ex-giant. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Saquon Barkley is turning down the president's offer to team up. Now, Barkley declined President Trump's invitation to join the Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. For those that don't know, the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition is a federal advisory committee that aims to promote programs and initiatives that motivate people of all ages, backgrounds, and abilities to lead active, healthy lives. Now, the running back told the media on Monday he was shocked when requested, but couldn't commit to due to time constraints. So the 30-member council has other active stars like 49ers defensive end Nick Bosa and others. So, yeah, Saquon says no. Meanwhile, this ain't Texas and ain't no hold'em. Texas Democrats in the House have vowed to keep fighting Republican efforts to redraw the state's congressional map. Over 50 Democrats traveled to Illinois, New York, and Massachusetts to prevent the GOP from quickly advancing the maps aimed at adding up to 5 seats ahead of the 2026 midterms. Now, although those members who remained in Texas convened in the special session, the House could not conduct any business without the required 2/3 quorum needed. At a press conference in Illinois, those who fled labeled the proposed map racist. Back in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott issued civil arrest warrants for lawmakers who fled the state to deny that quorum on Monday. The Republican has ordered the state's Department of Public Safety to arrest House Democrats who were not present for the special legislative session on Monday. He also set a deadline for them to return, and he threatened to remove them if they didn't. Let's take a listen to Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
I believe they have forfeited their seats in the state legislature because they're not doing the job. To run to states like New York and Illinois to protest redistricting is kind of like running to Wisconsin to protest cheese. It's just kind of outrageous.
Governor Abbott went on to say the order will remain in effect until all missing Democrats are brought to the Texas Capitol. Meanwhile, New York Democrats are trying to counter Republican efforts in Texas to pick up Republican seats by redrawing congressional maps in the Lone Star State. Now, New York Governor Kathy Hochul and Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie said they will attempt to redraw New York congressional district lines to help flip Republican seats to Democrat. Let's take a listen to their comments.
If Republicans are willing to rewrite these rules to give themselves an advantage, then they're leaving us no choice. We must do the same. There's a phrase, you have to fight fire with fire.
Your editorial boards keep asking us to be fair and play fair, and I think that's the wrong thing to ask us to do.
Again, that's New York Governor Kathy Hochul and Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie. Now, this comes as Hochul joined several Texas Democrat representatives who came to New York to hold up a vote on the controversial Texas redistricting plan. Hochul admits the process of redistricting in New York would not potentially go into effect until the 2028 election. And one of those Democrats who visited New York and Hochul was Texas Congresswoman Yolanda Jones, who slammed Governor Abbott's comments about there being a felony in the state of Texas penal code. She read him down. Let's take a listen to Texas Democratic Congresswoman Yolanda Jones.
A part of my practice is criminal defense work. There is no felony in the Texas penal code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some okay? He's trying to get sound bites, and he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York. So he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how? So let me be clear. He's putting up smoke and mirrors.
So she went on to say she was on the redistricting committee, and she sat in on meetings saying there were 3 sham hearings with no maps, and people were forced to testify they were neutral on the maps because of the process, when in all actuality, most people are against those maps being redrawn. So, yep, that's what's going on in Texas right now. And of course, you're starting to see it impact other states as well. I believe California is dealing with some of this as well. And now it seems like New York is going to try to take on some of that to counter what's going on in Texas. What you saying, Charlamagne?
I say, I saw Jasmine Crockett. She had her arrest warrant from 2021 framed, because she was showing support to all of the Democrats that's going through that right now, because I guess in 2021, Jasmine Crockett and about 50 other Democrats had civil arrest warrants issued against them by the state House of Representatives after they, basically did the same thing, fled Texas to prevent the passage of a controversial voting restrictions bill. So I guess this is pretty routine.
Well, this is something that, people on the other side of the aisle are they're slamming and they're calling out, saying that they're pretty much fleeing and running. But you got to do what you got to do in terms of trying to, think outside the box to protect the people of your district. So, hey, if that's what you got to do. That's your front page news that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Y'all can follow me on socials at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank y'all. Have a good one.
You too now.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.